It is a little bit after 2 in the morning, and I'm going to try and be quiet because my wife is asleep, but I just got back from a really interesting experience. I thought tonight I was going to be representing a food shelf at a local gathering of some nonprofits to help raise funds and awareness for people in homelessness. Well, it kind of turned out it was more like a big party for a bunch of activists, and that was one little thing that they were doing. But it gave me a great entry into sharing Jesus into that community. So we met underneath this bridge of a freeway that runs right alongside downtown Minneapolis, and had music playing, and people brought their booze and their marijuana and stuff, and it was a very like activistic type of atmosphere, but everyone was talking, and I got to talk with a number of people who've been kind of involved in that community for a while. I got to talk with a couple guys who both have had some really serious marriage issues lately. One guy was divorced maybe about a year ago, and the other guy about 3 years into his marriage, and he's just really not happy in the place that he's at. But I got to share about my marriage with them, which God has done a ton to redeem over the years. It's been an amazing saga. And the advice that I gave the one guy was I just told him, pray and have a good community. And that's really one of the big things that two of the big things that God has done for me. And he said, that's a lot better than the advice I've been getting from some of my family members. And through that, I got to tell him about the story of how my wife got healed, which is a matter for another time. But it was really cool to give him that testimony. I also got to talk to a girl who, we just chatted about a whole lot of different things, where she's from and the neighborhood she lives in and everything like that. But she had just lost her brother tragically, completely out of the blue, about a year ago now. And I heard her whole story on that and got to share with her about how my wife lost her brother about 4 years ago now, also tragically, also completely out of the blue, and what the healing process has looked like for her. And this girl that I was talking to, she just really didn't have any religious or spiritual beliefs. Had a Christian background, sort of, but I told her, I know you're not really into a lot of the religious stuff, but there's one verse in the Bible that just keep it on the table for if you really need it. It says, "Cast all your cares on Him, because He cares for you." And I'm just really praying that for this person who's just kind of over religion, that just something like that and the compassion that I could bring her through listening and everything would really open up a door for her in getting to reconnect with God again. I also talked to this reggae artist and had a really deep spiritual conversation with him, and then got to just talk a little bit with this family that lost a family member to police violence, and said, I would love to be praying for you guys. How can I do that? And they were very gracious and very thankful for that. And I know for some people out there, being in that kind of community, even having conversations with people and those types of things, it can be political, it can be divisive and everything. But really hear for a second how through those interactions, God was able to bring a witness of Jesus to this community that might not otherwise have had that. So, even through a bizarre and sort of mistaken experience, that's what God was up to tonight, and I'm really thankful for that. But now it's time for bed.